morning. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. There, I'm there now. Bit of a lag. Good morning, Christine, Timothy. How are you? Hope you're good. I'm good. I did a professional hair treatment last night and my hair is fabulous. It feels like someone else's hair. It's so strong and soft and repaired. I got a professional Olaplex stuff that's meant to be just in salon, and I did it myself, and it's incredible. I couldn't believe it. It feels like someone else's hair. I've never had my hair like this before. It feels different. It's never been like this before. It feels thick and strong. Whose hair is this? Hey, Beth. So that's exciting. Friday. So I'm going to be doing some channeling for the collective as usual. And you can also get mini reads as well. If it's your first time here, or if you're watching the replay, come along live sometime. But you can check out how to get one of those mini reads in the pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of that live chat there. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in there, which is my preferred method, but you can use Super Chat or Super Sticker as well. If you've got a question for your higher self, then put a capital Q at the start of your comment in the live chat so I can find it more easily. So I've got some cards. Still on the mend. Wow. A week. Well, or was it Monday? 5 days. Wow. Morning, Mandy. Thank you, Timothy. Calling for the waves. Uh-oh. I had quite a night last night. Why does this happen now before Psychic Cafe? I'm not sure whether I want to talk about it because it's quite sensitive. Did you eat something? Was it gluten that you ate, Timothy? Mimi, hello. Timothy's a celiac. On Wednesday, he said that he thought he might have eaten gluten. And don't breathe in your coffee. A little bit of cough. Excuse me. We're calling forth the waves. So yeah, last night. Okay. I had a bad dream. It was, I can't even explain what it is because I've got a YouTube channel, because this is on YouTube, and it's one of the things that you can't talk about. But it was quite a startling dream, unsettling. It wasn't true, like none of it was memories, but it did take me back to memories in my childhood, made me question a few things, and to do with sexual abuse. And so I stayed awake for a while because I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about little Claire and what she experienced and what she needs from me now to feel safe and all of that stuff. And also trying to make sense of it as well. It's got something to do with having a lack of emotional and physical nurturing as a child left me very susceptible to abuse, to sexual abuse in particular. Because when you're starved of that loving affection, no one's hugging you. When someone offers it to you in a sexual way, you're open to that. More open to that than you would be if you were not deprived of that loving affection, you know. So, yeah. So I needed to think about it a little bit, you know, and talk to little Claire about it and stuff like that and try and make sense of it. Then I went back to sleep and I had more hours sleep and again some more dreams. And they were well, they were similar. They were very similar. And this is stuff you just don't dream about, you know. It's I've never had a dream about this stuff before, but my my subconscious was obviously wanting to bring it up. It's got something to do with now, with me now. Still feeling that not, it's not worthy of love, but I can't have it, you know, that affection, that, and even the sex stuff is somehow wrong for me. And so, yeah, I've got more work to do. It's the only explanation that makes sense at this point. So yeah, but and I can't talk about the dreams because they were very oh well, there was no ignoring it, that's for sure, with those dreams. And the dreams weren't repeats or anything like that. It was just it was all about that subject and me as an adult in them, and just all about around that. So that's and then of course in the middle of the night, after the first round of it, I watched my energy update and I'm like, yep, who's bringing it up? I didn't watch it again this morning, so I can't really make sense of it. But what I was saying in the energy update was helping me along. About a week ago, Claire had a read with confusion, nearing the end of the top row. A few hours later, you woke, dreaming you were kayaking and stood in the middle of the boat and jumped. Oh. So yeah, maybe I'll do some more of that inner child healing and then talk more about that later. I don't know. I'm still making sense of it. We've got Flo here, Zephyr. It might be a reason that I'm choosing people that aren't available though, I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see. Flo meets Zephyr. She's flexible, flowing, and gentle like a light wind. She intuitively responds to the rhythms of the world around her. When a door opens, she just walks through, easy as a breeze. So we just got to go with the flow of whatever's coming up. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. That's what was in the energy update today, and I get it. Yes. It's the way that we're judging ourselves. I got to see it in a whole new light last night of what went on, especially the guilt around. Well, because I recognize, even though it was abuse that I was going through, I was getting something from that. Little Claire was getting something from that because she was so starved of affection. And I guess I've always felt guilty about that. Both in the dream and reality, running toward the bathroom. Left was right, up was down. Oh, wow, that's freaky. So I've got some delving to do there, but with Wednesday's revelations and realizing that being starved of affection, being starved of that love and being starved of affection really does leave you susceptible to people that will throw scraps or anything, and not even scraps, want something from you your way, and you're eager, you'll take it. Even if it's bad, even if it's them asking you for something, you feel like it's a gift that they're giving you, you know? Have you had that? You're so starved of attention and affection and love that when someone even asks you to do something for them, you feel good as if they've given you something. It's the origins of codependency, isn't it? Yeah, we're dealing with stuff we thought we had. And I certainly have dealt with it. I mean, I wouldn't be able to be at this stage now if I hadn't have dealt with it to the level I've dealt with it before. For sure. Hey, Jessica. Yeah, I haven't dealt with it properly, or there's just layers. There's always layers. There's always layers in healing. There's always layers, yeah. I just got to keep going with it. Keep on swimming, keep on swimming. that narcissistic asshole is out for arrest, isn't he? I see. They need to use that video to teach police of what to look for. They could use that video as a training video for police to get them to recognize narcissism and abuse and not be fooled by them again. We've got Hecate, 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 Hecate. I think she's called Hecate. I don't know. What do you think? Hecate. She's Greek. Probably Hecate. Hey, Karen. Time to get witchy with it. That's what it says. Time to get witchy with it. Goddess of magic and queen of crossroads, Hecate reminds us that we're at the crux of our own power. Da, da, da. You'll be at your most magical now, and Hecate is reinforcing that power. Oh. Hecate. It's time to get witchy with it. Hi, Indira. I literally got thousands more views of that pick a card read because I put the music louder. Why? Because people comment complaining on it, and comments gets YouTube to show more people my videos. So they're all asking for me to turn the music down, but I want to turn it up because I literally get thousands more. I get paid more, I get more orders, I get more people watching it, I get paid more by YouTube. It's better for me. Turn that music up. The haters are going to help me out. Well, they're not haters, they just don't like the music, but they watch it anyway and they complain. I've got to get away to get more comments on the channel because it's just, you know, the weekly reads especially. I can't keep on doing them for like 50 views or something like that. It's just way too much work. So what I might do in future, starting from next week, is not do all of the... No, I'll probably do all of them next week, but after that, I'll mention in it. It's only the signs that have got the most likes and the most comments on it that will be done the week after. So just the most popular signs. Get you all, because you know, I can't do anything about the success of this channel. Only you can. It's you clicking like and it's you commenting on it. That's what tells YouTube that you're into it. And unfortunately, people are whingers. And so if you like something, you watch it and you're just like, I like that, but you don't actually write that in a comment. But if you don't like something, everyone's like, yeah. So what do I do? That's why it is how it is. The news and everything, salubrious, and if what am I going to do? I've got to put shock content in my stuff. I've got to yeah, or put the music up loud and annoy people. You've got to wind them up. You've got to poke the fear buttons. You've got to do that for it to work. Isn't that messed up? But it's the way that it works. So what do? I don't know. I don't particularly want to have to do stuff like that, but maybe if I just say, like, if you want to see your next week's thing, and that's less work for me as well, if I'm only doing 6 of them instead of 12 of them, until I'm getting a decent amount of views for the amount of work that I'm putting in, because it's literally like 50 to 100 views on most of those weeklies. That's pathetic. It's damaging to my channel. It's just, you know, I'm doing all the work for nothing, like for worse than nothing, to damage the channel. So not good. Not good. Let's get some tarot out. There we go. Got a new candle. 2 new candles, in fact. You can't see the other one. I haven't lit them yet because I've got an old candle that I'm using up. It's really nice, hey, in the evening putting candles on. Does everyone else do that? Instead of having my little lamp on in the evening, put a candle on instead. I'm going to be candle girl now. I can get decent candles. Yesterday I had the day off. It was so nice. I went in the pool in the morning and lazed around. I went for a massage, which was ouch. Then I did 45 minutes of yoga on the Apple Fitness app, which was great. And that reminds me I need to do this stretch because he did this stretch in it, lifting the shoulders up and then a neck stretch. And that side I can do it really easily. This side it hardly moves at all. So I need to do this a lot now. It's to do with my shoulders and my neck. I didn't know that. I didn't realize it. Obviously, when I stretch my neck, I bring my shoulder forward or something. Because if I pull it back, it's very difficult. 7 of trees. Always candles at night. Beautiful. They smell gorgeous as well. I'm going to show you. 2 candles. I've got this one. Coconut and sandalwood. Nice. Got fingerprints all over the top. Oh! Rose water and ivy. I love rose smelly things. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. It's really quiet. It smells like an old lady. It's very strong, that one. This one, not so much. So yeah, I like candles too. Remember, I used to have, when I was down on that table doing my recordings, I used to have a little candle lit all the time. It's one of those candles that I've got left that I'm using up now, but they were just too expensive. You can buy those on the island, but they're very expensive for tiny little candles. 7 of trees is the first card out, which is the planting the seeds, working on it kind of thing. Giving it time, giving it time. You love rose too. Beautiful. Oh, I've got this toner, rose toner by Fresh. Oh, it's so good. I'll show you. I want to show you everything today. It's show and tell today because this is a good visual. It's Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Facial Toner. Because look, it's got rose petals in it. It's rose oil and rose. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Candles have a memory, do they? Yeah, it's Bath and Body Works. It's just arrived here, or it's the first time I've seen the ads for it. So good. Beautiful that. Get that. It's one of my favourite facial toners. And Fresh. They do great products. Well, candles have a memory. I didn't know that. Do they? I know you can do readings by them. You can do readings by anything. You can do newspaper readings, book readings. Open up a book and the words shine out. I can use anything to do a reading, or nothing. I don't need to use anything, but it's more fun using cards, I find. Oh, what are we working at? That's going to take time anyway. It is a card of patience, this as well. Allowing things to unfold, planting those seeds, knowing it's going to take time to unfold. Tell us more, Mandy. How come candles have memory? 2 of lotuses, 2 of cups. They're coming together with someone. It's taking time, all right. And the 3 of birds, heartbreak. Ouch. I did know. I did know that there was something else for me to face or deal within myself for my relationship journey at the moment. I could tell, but I couldn't find what it was. Those dreams gave it me last night. A heartbreak along the way. You need to burn them for the first time all the way through, even for approximately 3 hours. If they don't, they'll always burn unevenly. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay, I'll do that then when it's time to do the first one. 3 hours. I'll light it as soon as I get home. Then the 9 of birds. This is not good, is it? We've got 3 of birds. The 3 of swords, heartbreak card, and then the 9 of birds. The nightmare, the anxiety. And it's all about the patience and about love life stuff. Coming together with someone. I'm getting there. And I tell you what, I needed to be sober for all of this, for sure. Because the alcohol was the thing that would allow me to be, in a way, superficially letting that love in or connection with people in. Mecca Cafe. Is that the one? Mecca? I'm trying to remember Lismore. Hey, Alana. Has it? That full moon. Phew. Thanks, Tracy, for your donation. Have you got a question for your reading, Tracy? That full moon, though. That was a good one, wasn't it? Crap. Still going now. Candles. Or kangles. As my kids used to say when they were babies. Kangles. High self relationship. Where's my cards? Everyone hangs at the Mecca Cafe in Lismore, because less is more in Lismore. Where's the Mecca Cafe? Is that the one? Oh, I can't remember now. The one by the river, or the one by the... I can't describe Lismore. Okay, Tracy. Meow meow. She's gone out. Meow meow meow. She just went out just before this started. Nice. Okay, Tracy. Up until now, forgive them. Come back down here. Up until now, forgive them. Oh, past forgiveness stuff. Forgive everyone from the past relationship stuff. Oh, we've been gathering the data that we needed. The pie card. Pie card. Oh. That bridge. Magellan Street. Oh, you're taking me back in time. I think I know what you mean. Tracy, up until now, forgive them. Wow, yes. We've been gathering data in the past in our relationships. Everything has been a practice. And there we are thinking, oh, past relationships, I could have tried to make that work. What's wrong with me? Kind of thing. It's like, no, nothing's wrong with you. It was just all practice, 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 learning up until now. And so we need to realize that we've attracted the people in that give us the clues, right? The clues. Give us more on this for Tracy. Love what is and self-love. It's like my trip at the moment. I'm realizing, okay, I've got a whole new approach to it this time. when things come up, it's like, what does this mean to little Claire? How can I take care of little Claire now? How is this running my life now? That kind of thing. Totally different approach. Like before, the layers of healing. Like I'm talking childhood sexual abuse and what's it called? Within the family stuff. Ah, bad, bad, bad. It crumpled me every time before. Now I've healed from it enough for it not to do that. But now I'm getting very deep into it. What does this mean to little Claire? How's she still feeling because of it? Which is the really messy part. The way it's messed me up because of it. I'm kind of getting the same for you as well here, Tracy. Is that it says love what is here, and self-love is see that you've been on this path in your relationships, collecting all the information that you need. Now the point that you're at is to apply it in that same way. Self-love, what does this mean to the little girl that lives inside of you? How's she feeling? How does she need to be taken care of now? How does she need to be told? It's the shadow work. How does she need to be told that it's all right, that she's all right, that there's nothing wrong with her, especially about past relationships? You're not just forgiving them, you're telling yourself that it's okay, that you're not wrong. It's okay. That's the self-loving thing to do. Shadow work can be really tricky, right? I've got a feeling that's what we're going to be going into today. It's not just tricky, it's nightmare and heartbreaking. It's the heartbreaks. It's the stuff that we don't want to look at, the stuff that we brush over, the stuff that we don't want to think about. It's just the stuff that we really want to avoid, the thing that we'll procrastinate because it feels bad and we don't want to go there. But we have to go there in order to soothe ourselves, especially once we're grown up emotionally, which hopefully we're doing now, and then face it from this when we're being a good parent to ourselves, You're welcome. I hope that helps, Tracy. I'm sure everything else that I'm going to say now might help as well. Everybody, hopefully. Okay, so it's going to take time, yeah? 7 of trees. Planted those seeds, but it takes a long time to grow this. A healthy human being, it takes a long time to grow when you put them on such a fucked up planet like this. We've got a 10. 10. 10 of Pentacles. Look, that's the 7 of trees turns into this when it's a tree. It's a fully developed tree, and that's when you can. It bears fruit, and you can collect it all, and there's plenty, plenty, plenty of it. It's the 10 of Pentacles. It's the rewards that you get from it. See that eagle in the background? Once you're set free, by it. Wow. Make sure that's actually single. Yes, I think it's talking about shadow work here. Strange that we didn't bring the shadow work out, but worse, we've got call forth the wise. It's like, okay, you asked for it. The universe is like, you've been asking for it. Whatever we ask for, we're always shown the way. It's either an instant manifestation if we're in alignment with it, or we're shown the path to it instantly. And we might not like the path to it. It's like, but I asked for my soulmate. Yes, but you've got to face this from your childhood, Claire. Mr. Bowers is here. How come you know I can't see anything from Mr. Bowers. He's psychic. Yeah, it can be mentally exhausting. Exhausting. I like the way you spelt that. The Page of Cups. Look at this. Fish out of water in a teacup. It's like, what the? What the? That's how we're feeling. Like, what the hell? But not really, because I'm well practiced in the shadow work. I'm well practiced in dealing with like the most hideous of hideous things in life. Take it in my stride now. Like I said, it crumpled me. The earlier stages of this healing this stuff crumpled me. But thank God I had a counselor and good boyfriend at the time. Five of Wands. But I am realizing it's all of that stuff is why I was so susceptible to narcissists, and maybe still choosing, even though I'm not susceptible to narcissists anymore, choosing those that aren't available. That it's repeating that little Claire can't have love. She can't have that affection. She didn't get it, and she's not going to get it, and she's always alone. You know, that stuff. Five of Wands. Look at this. It's like a dead spot in the ground, and the birds are flying away, and it's not good, is it? It's abandonment. This is that's abandonment there in a card to me. Keep on trying to go there and then keep on getting abandoned. Even the birds fly off. You'll crumble. I've not got bumped. I saw it afterward. I saw it later. But your message came up first. And then Mr. Bauer's message came up. I've seen it. I've seen it late. King of Swords. He's miserable. Look at him. King of Swords, though. He gets clarity. Getting clarity in the end. It's a bit of a squeeze. So it's going to take time. We've planted the seeds. It's taken longer than we think. This is about our love life. There's heartbreak. There's nightmares. There's the shadow work to be done here. Before that, those seeds that we've planted actually reap the rewards. Before it's like a mature tree that's fruiting and it's abundance, you know, and get what it is that we want. Till then, we're kind of like a fish out of water, but we're not, because we've put plenty of practice in. Especially around this abandonment issue, the one that leads to codependency. Yeah, King of Swords. I know, they do, right? I mean, it doesn't look as young as the pages in this, but it does look adolescent, right? It's going to pull a sword from the stone. Little Arthur. Let's get some more. I used to leap at the opportunity to help people because I thought that if someone was asking me for help, then that was they were giving me a gift. It was at least something, some interaction with people. Two of Wands. So where to? Where to from here? Says the Two of Wands. Which way shall I go? What shall I take action on? What the hell? Let's read that one out. Strength on the bottom there. The Two of Wands. It does, it takes time. The money layers, we can't rush it. We wish we could, but we can't. And anyway, like we couldn't. If you think about it, it does take time. We need a rest in between. It's full on work. It's exhausting. If I think about, it's probably the last 10 years I've had to work on this stuff, this childhood, the sexual abuse stuff. It takes time. A great time of clarity and success as you direct your focus into achieving your goals. You've acknowledged your options and can now look ahead with purpose and determination. This is also a card of power and choice. It may be that you'll need to decide how you're dividing your energy between certain projects, relationships, or opportunities. Perhaps it's time to step outside your comfort zone and try something new. You're following your own path, which leads to the acknowledgement of your inner truth and creativity. I'm not mature. No one's not mature at 20. You're following your own path, and it is about the path too. It's about our unfolding. It's not about getting the relationship. It's not about anything that we attain. It's about our journey to get there. So, the meanings of this card are personal power, inventiveness, facing fears, seeking wisdom, individuality, choice, options, partnerships, business contracts. This can also be about feeling stuck or lacking a sense of direction. If you're overly ambitious or eager, you may need to plan accordingly in order to move forward in a positive light. This is about not rushing it as well, because this shadow work and this healing, it needs to be a long process. It really does. And if we are expecting too much of ourselves too soon, that's being mean to our inner child. That's missing the point. That's the opposite of self-love, right? That's telling our inner children, come on, get this done, deal with it. You can deal with 10 years worth of emotional work today, right now. Get on with it. That's really mean, right? We wouldn't do that to a kid, hopefully. A change is necessary, but don't be forceful or impatient. Finding balance will help you make the next step. It may be a matter of waiting a bit longer until you've reached a comfortable state of success. No one's mature at 30. What about 40? What about 50? Do we ever get there? I need some moisture on my legs. I have to moisturize with this today. Oh, yeah, I'll do it with this. This is a Thai serum here. I like a pink serum, so it's based on tomatoes. My friend bought me this for my birthday. It's nice. Feeling dry. I don't ever want to move mature. Do you? I kind of do, but not fully. Like, not boring mature. I'm not talking about boring mature here. We've got to allow ourselves to have our childhood first. One leg. 38. Really? It was 38 for you, was it? I don't know, because I've just been constantly evolving, so there's not any particular age where I seem to reach a particular pinnacle. 38, interesting to choose 38. got watermark on my. That's because I went to the pool yesterday and then I sat on this in my bikini. I don't think it was very wet, but obviously it was too wet. Looks like I peed it. Okay. Transformation and the Wheel of Fortune. It was 40-ish, but you're male. I know, so we've got to give you a bit of leeway. Let's do transformation first. She's like, what the hell? Before we do the Wheel of Fortune, transformation. 13. Transformation represents the entry point into a new state of understanding and enlightenment. New level of healing, I think. Not 40 yet. Hanging out with all of us oldies. Transformation represents an entry point into a new state of understanding and enlightenment. You may feel as though something major is shifting in your life. I do. Do you? This reevaluation of old beliefs may force you to eliminate the distractions or difficulties you've been experiencing, enabling you to fully grasp your highest potential. Your true priorities are being exposed and revealed for what they really are, which puts everything else into perspective. How are you going to use your time and skills from now on? Are you ready to take the next evolutionary step in your own personal growth? It involves shadow work. Be open to new opportunities that present themselves, especially if they align with your heart. This is a period of positive change, even if it appears to be daunting or frightening at first. Sometimes all we need is an extra push in an entirely new direction in order to know what we're truly capable of. What else I noticed last night when I was thinking things through is about Mr. Handsome, because I thought, well, what's the attraction there then? Looking at it from this new light, what's the attraction there? Well, I see him, yes, very stable and solid and all of that, like people see me, like I am. But I also see him in this, well, I haven't seen him in that relationship, but he's obviously in one, but not happy. And so maybe he's doing the same thing too. Respect your elders and listen to their wisdom. I don't think that's being mature. I think that's being old, Christine. Old and jaded. That's not maturity. Maturity to me is something else. Maturity is a good thing. It's like wisdom, gaining wisdom. So if you think of like wise old people, think of Albert Einstein, think of Dalai Lama. Think of people like that. They tend to be very jolly. They haven't lost that. They haven't lost that imagination and stuff like that. That's maturity to me. Old and jaded is not maturity to me. That's just old and jaded. Battle down. That's those that are losing at the game of life. Yeah, that are getting old and they haven't done this stuff. Which I don't blame them because it's hard. Yeah. Just turned 39. Did you grow up this year, Jessica? The Wheel of Fortune. Transforming. About time. I want this already. Oh, I know I'd get bored. But I want this already. I want to reap my rewards already. Oh, about 8 weeks later, after immigration, I wanted to say a few things before that. Immigration. First got my package of my magnesium, which I'm out of now. It finished yesterday. Sent me an email saying you can have 3 of these products, of the 12 products that I ordered. You can have 3 of them if you pay $200. I think it's about $200 worth. So on a $600 order that I made, they will give me $120 worth of products if I pay $200 for it. No, shove it up your asses. No. So I ordered some more, and I've done it a different way this time so that it doesn't go through them. I'm going to have to smuggle it in. I'm not paying $200 to get that. No. Unbelievable. To get some liquid minerals. It's not like it's, you know. Anyway, how annoying. What a waste of money. I'm not wasting any more money on it. The Wheel of Fortune. I'll calm down now. Think outside of the box. I was taking RNA reset. Liquid minerals, liquid magnesium, liquid minerals. I'll show you. It's this stuff. Remag and Remite. I've got a bit of Remite left. It's Remag that I've run out of because I use twice as much. See, it says it may take 9 to 18 months of constant use to get up to saturation. So when your body's reset back. And now I haven't got any anymore. I know, right? If I could like get through the email and strangle them, throat punch them, I would have. Good thing they're in Bangkok and I can't get there right now. The Wheel of Fortune. What a waste of money. $600 thrown away. Oh well, can make $600 again. Just as the seasons change in an everlasting cycle of energy, so does the path of your life. For every situation, there tends to be an archetypal opposite that keeps the balance intact. Right? Oh, opposites. I don't seem to be in opposite land anymore. I seem to have got myself out of opposite land. Do you know what I mean? When you're not healed at all, you attract opposites. And that's when you get really messed up with the law of attraction teachers saying you, but it's a reflection of you. It's like, it's not, it's the opposite. And then you heal yourself to a certain point and you get past this point where you're attracting opposites. And then you're attracting the same thing. So I'm no longer attracting narcissists. I get that. They're around. I can deal with them. But now I'm attracting more like my energy. For every situation, there tends to be an archetypal opposite that keeps balance intact. So while you're out of balance, you know how I always do that whole thing. You're on this roller coaster going to 2 extremes all the time until you realize. And then when you get into balance like that, that's when the externals reflect that balance too. And you start attracting similar energy than you are instead of opposites. So in other words, codependency. While you're in codependency from any kind of abuse or anything like that, you get into codependency. That's an extreme. You're always going to attract an extreme. You're going to attract the takers. You're going to attract the people that are the narcissists or whatever, the ones that are going to want to take from you and exploit you and stuff like that, at whatever level that is. But when you find that balance within yourself, when you stop being the codependent, which can that roller coaster can be like overgiving and then recluse, and then overgiving and then recluse, you know? When you find that balance in yourself of boundaries, and only when to say no, when's a good situation to give, who to open up to, who not to open up to. When you find that balance in yourself, then you're going to be attracting similars to you. Understanding the Wheel of Fortune signifies a state of acceptance that things may be good or bad at any given time. Yeah. Like I said, the narcissists still exist, but they don't bother me anymore because I don't choose them anymore. I know how to deal with them. I know how to recognize them and deal with them, and I don't need to have them in my life anymore. The people that I actually choose to be around are more similars. Don't be discouraged by the difficulties or low points. These too will pass. In modeling unconditional love and gratitude for ourselves, for the inner child, it's easier to identify the positive moments as they come. And why did I put that in? In modeling unconditional love and gratitude, because us codependents, us that have been through this, us that are healing ourselves, when we hear that, we're like, oh, I'll just love everyone else. It's like, no, stop it. That's where you're going wrong. Not that that's a bad thing, but you're not doing it cleanly. You're doing it despite yourself until you've healed yourself, right? In modeling unconditional love and gratitude for our inner children, for ourselves, it's easier to identify the positive moments as they come, which manifest abundance into your life. Know that sometimes you may need to take a leap into the unknown in order to move forward. You alone have the power to create the life you desire, or to overcome any challenges along the way. Look for the lessons instead of giving into the struggle. This is what the wheel is all about. After all, how can I learn from the choices I've made? How can I set my intentions in order to attract more love and abundance into my life? Set the intentions all we like, but whether we can let it in or not is another matter, isn't it? Isn't it though? Cycles, transformation cycles. Transformation, transition, change, new beginnings, life lessons, Akashic records. Hey, listen to this. You may feel as though you've had some bad luck due to a turn of events that have left you feeling rather helpless. There may be negative external forces influencing your situation. Think back. Could there have been some choices you've made that are contributing to the present challenge? There are. How can you take control of your own perspective in order to move forward? That right there. How can you take control of your own perspective in order to move forward? We've got to make sense of it ourselves, of what drives us and what causes us to make those choices in the first place. It's important to visualize yourself taking the necessary steps in achieving your goals, always with love and good intentions, again, for the inner child. It's important to visualize yourself taking the necessary steps in achieving your goals. The practice run, imagining ourselves doing that, because we're talking about taking a step out of our comfort zone here. I really tried. Like, my dad said to me when I was getting divorced that he really wishes that he would have hugged me as a child. My dad, he's done some inner work, or back then he had at that point. I don't know about him now, but he got himself to that point anyway. That was when I was 30. I wish I'd have hugged you when you were a child. No shit, I wish I had too. But I tried with my kids. I was but I was always drunk, you see. I don't know if it sounds, I wasn't always drunk, but I kind of was looking back. That was my coping way. That was me getting over the anxiety that I felt to be able to do that, to be able to be there for them, to be able to hug them and give them that I didn't have myself. I was affectionate with them. But as for receiving that back myself, I'm a little bit, you know, unless I'm drunk, and then I'm fine. It's almost like I don't trust. And then I look back at like the narcissist relationships that I've had, narcissistic relationships that I've had, and I've realized that there wasn't love and affection in there. There was sex, yes, but that's all there was when it came to that kind of stuff. There wasn't the love, there wasn't the nurturing. I wasn't opening myself to receive that stuff. So when someone is genuinely offering that affection, I'm friends doing now and I can deal with it. But I also remember it. And what I mean is, I can remember every bit of genuine affection that I've received, whether it be someone touching my arm. I can remember every, because it happens so little. And it feels weird to me. It's almost like an unusual experience to me, so I remember each time that it happened. Whereas to other people, I see them being easy with that all the time. Yeah. Anyone else have that too? So if someone, so it shows up like if someone comes in my space a little bit too much, like too close to my face, unless I really know them well, I'm not comfortable with that at all. It's like, get out of my face. And if someone's too, yeah, it's almost like I will let people in that are kind of dangerous that will abuse. The only touch that they will do is abuse. And I'm scared of those that will have got genuine affection because I can't trust it because it's not normal. It's messed up. It's the wrong way around. This is what little Claire's doing at the moment, dealing with all this shit. You don't like people touching you either. It doesn't surprise me, Christine. Away from me. I want to be like that. I'm like that when I'm drunk. I'm touchy-feely when I'm drunk. Yeah, it's getting better than it was. Me too as well. Because we deserve it, right? I think that's what that card was saying, like the Wheel of Fortune. You know how it said you got to practice, you got to imagine yourself doing that. Imagine ourselves being okay with that. So how messed up. This is how we are choosing those that won't give that love and affection. The ones that will withhold it. What is she doing? She's jumping into the shower. Chicken climbed up a tree. Then she was fumbling around, not being very feline, looking like a fish out of water. And then she jumped over there. You might be able to see. Up. She was in that tree there. Oh, you can't see her. She's next to the tree. She's just behind the, oh, I'm pointing at the screen. She's just behind the window thingy. Clumsy cat. She's so very rarely playful, hey? She was playful the other day. It's like, what's wrong with you? She's weird too. She's weird like us. Hey, Sri. Eight of Wands. It's kind of traumatizing even thinking about having people touch me in a loving way. How messed up is that? I've got it so backwards. Little Claire, it's so backwards. Eight of Wands, something's coming in. Oh no. Incoming. Incoming message or a male friend would poke his finger into my arm repeatedly. Do that again, I'll rip your head off. Shit down your neck. Death of the High Priestess. How dramatic. Well, if anyone finds the key of turning that around, let me know. We've all got to practice opening up, but only to the healthy ones. If you're not yet attracting the healthy people in, don't do it. Do you understand? Can you look back yourselves? Anyone that's realizing this? Got this in them as well. At how you've been open to those that aren't showing you genuine love and affection. And instead choosing those that don't that don't give you that genuine love and affection. Choosing the unsafe ones. We've got death. Something needs to change. Oh, for sure. I mean, the death is the turnaround card. The death of something. And the rebirth. Let's read death out. I know I want to read the Eight of Wands out because I'm kind of, that's worrying me, the Eight of Wands. It feels like incoming to me. It feels like you're going to be tested on this. Someone's about to come into your space and test you on this. Someone's going to try and give you love. No! Real love. Or like caring for me properly, but not touching me. I'm seeing these patterns in Mr. Handsome. I'm seeing it. I didn't see it before. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing how he's got something very similar going on. Hey. Fast-paced, rapid-moving, traveling, taking off, gaining momentum, action, thinking ahead. You could be thinking of traveling soon. No. Things seem to have been settling down here. We might be getting, the first week in October, we might be able to get our second vaccinations. They're doing a lot of testing at the moment, though I've not been for a test because they want to make sure that it's not spreading like wildfire here. Seem to have got it under control here. You never liked anyone randomly touching you. Can't trust them, eh, Beth? What are you doing? much more comfortable with narcissists that don't touch me and stay in their own space, but then abuse me. Much more comfortable with that. There's an energy in the air right now that is helping you get things in a rather fast motion. Oh, it might have to. It might have to come in. It might have to be confronted like this. It might have to show up like a tower moment in a way, but a good tower moment in forcing us to get over this hump. To realize it's not like loving kindness isn't as scary as we think it is. Your priorities are intact, but your goals are set in motion, but be careful what energies and actions you set into motion at this time, because it will have a power that will be impossible to stop. Be careful also not to get too carried away by someone's idea or your own ideas that seem amazing but not well thought through. Get ready to be swept off your feet, so to speak. You see, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I was getting. Get ready to be swept off your feet. I'm not so sure I'm ready for it now. Being too nice. What do you want? Yeah. show me genuine love and affection, and I'm like, what is up with you? And it's the opposite way around, right? This is what I'm thinking. That's the energy that I was getting from this Eight of Wands. It's like something's going to come in fast and get and have you deal with this stuff. And it's not a relationship, right? It's hindering our relationship progress, but it's not about relationship. We don't want that. We don't want to just get into a relationship because then, well, for me personally, if I just get into a relationship, if I just let it be about the sex again, if I just, and that's what it is. That's when I think when I'm battling with myself trying to get into a relationship because I'm not drinking anymore to get myself over that hump. I'm like, well, it'd be just so much easier if we slept with each other and got that out of the way. But that would be ignoring the lesson, right? That would be doing the same thing. That's almost setting it up to be a mess, to carry on in that codependent narcissist. It's not really that, but in that way of it just being about that and not being about that proper love and affection. Morning, Heather. Touch and trust. Yes, that's exactly it, isn't it? You're right, Heather. Yes, this is a trust issue, isn't it? Yeah, I've been trusting the wrong ones. Anyway, get prepared to be swept off your feet. It's almost like forced into this death and rebirth. 13 is death. It's the transformation card as well. Ending, new transformation, closure, regeneration. When the death card comes up in a reading, a situation must come to an end before a new one can begin. I knew it. I knew it. I knew there was something in me that was stopping me in my relationship journey. I can feel it. I could feel it. That was me that was stopping it. Kaczan saying that, right? We're waiting on ourselves. All of this patient stuff, I knew it. I'm waiting on me to deal with something here. This is a transformation that's necessary to happen. Because we don't want just any kind of relationship thing. To respect things, to ask someone before you touch them. I would have said that before when I was in my wounded state, yes. But that's like, presume everyone's wounded and then ask them to touch them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about now I've got good people around me. So, for example, I was sat on the floor at the gym with my friend, and she was laying on her belly, I think, right next to me. And that was pretty good for me because we were very close by each other. I would usually take more space than that, but I know her well. And she just got herself up by putting her, I was sat cross-legged, she put her hand on my knee to get herself up. Like that is, it was a little bit startling to me. Not startling, but I was recognizing I let that happen then. She didn't need to ask permission because we're both safe people, right? She's one of the good people that I've got around me now. So she doesn't need to ask before she touches me. With those people, good people that I choose now, it should just be a back and forth natural thing, right? Like it is with the kids. Like if I think back to last year, with Mr. Last Year and his kids, it was all very natural. They're having the childhood that I didn't have. It's natural, that affection to go back and forth. Like a wounded person would say, like, ask the kids before you touch them, kind of thing, before you hug them, because coming from that very wounded place, presuming that everyone is an abuser, yeah, because you're wounded. So that's the way that wounded people see the world. Is like, you must pander to my wounds, you must ask permission, you must do this. Everyone is wounded, and that's not necessarily true. But I get where you're coming from. For the wounded, absolutely. You can feel when people don't want to be touched. Yeah, totally. The blocking energies come loud and strong. Yeah, yeah. Okay, back to this death card. When the death card comes up in a reading, a situation must come to an end before a new one can begin. Surprising me the way this show is going, because I was this morning, I'm like, I cannot talk about this stuff. How can I talk about this stuff? Because this is very triggering, to people. Well, I definitely can't talk about the dreams. That would be too much. But I'm glad they're going there with me. When the death card comes up in a reading, a situation must come to an end before a new one can begin. It's like that, wishing for a relationship to come in before we're really ready, so that we don't have to get ready for it. Just like that right one come in, so that I don't have to deal with this stuff, so I never have to open up properly. So it'll just magically happen, and I'm with someone that's safe enough, and then I'll just be with them and not have this balanced, loving, giving and receiving with my community around me. It's like the universe is like, no, you can't have it. You can't have the relationship yet. This is why you can't have nice things. Yeah, same, Heather. Feel when they stand too close. It's like a cat. Feel like that in my energy. My hackles come up on the back of my neck. My eyes get a bit wider. Get away from me. Too close. A situation must come to an end before a new one can begin. So have you all realised why you're waiting for what it is that you want now? I get it. The universe just won't let us carry on in this messed up way. It's like, you don't want that. You want to be healed and then get into a relationship so it can be healthy. That's why we've been told, receive from your community first. Don't try and do it in a love relationship first. Otherwise, we're just going to get into another lesson relationship. Yeah. Like the one good relationship that I've had, it was still not good in a way. It was healthy-ish, but it was very much wound mates clinging to each other, with each other to shut the rest of the world out. We were saved for each other, but we weren't healed, And sure, we helped each other heal somewhat from that safe space, but it's not real life. I mean, it's not proper life. It's not functional. You're laughing at the cat thing. This is a transformation that is necessary to happen. We know. Just like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, it's a natural process. It's a natural process. It's not comfortable. Your son's friend during a photo shoot slid his hand onto my butt. Yeah, hands on butts is not what I'm talking about here. I'd be the same. Is it time to get rid of things that are no longer useful for you? Yes, it is. And seek closure before moving on. There it is. And seek closure before moving on. So we're seeking closure at the moment, so that when this sweeping you off your feet comes in, we can go, okay, maybe I'm ready to open up. But we need to seek closure, so we need to make sense of the past, especially the inner child work, that self-love, that healing stuff, that sorting out the inner child. Like, I gave my inner child a good talking to last night about the guilt, saying it's okay to feel that, and it was okay to enjoy some of it, even though it was wrong and it shouldn't have happened to you. It was some love and affection that you were getting, and you're allowed to have love and affection. I had to talk to her like that, and that's the closure. I'm not there yet. I will get there. This will not be an easy change, but it's paramount for your maturity and well-being. There's that word again. This will not be an easy change, but it's paramount for your maturity and well-being. You know why? Because unless we do this inner child work, we're never going to mature. We're always going to be like those little kids. I feel it. Since I've been doing the inner child work, I've matured. I've matured. I was always like a little girl before, and a messed up little girl at that. And I'm feeling so different, and just in the last few years. 1 minute you'd love a relationship, next you say no, 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 find on my own. Yeah, we're all in the same boat here, I think. If you've been feeling stuck, this card is advising you to decide what you need to let go of. Are we clear on what we need to let go of yet? Oh, it's the feelings around. Oh, 007 Adidas. They are my favorite trainers too. Ultra Boost. Oh my God, they've brought out a 007 range of my favorite trainers. Stop it. Send me. Hi, Gabe. Send me emails like that when I'm live. I bought some new trainers as well. I bought some, not 007 range, but some of those because the Bangkok Adidas official shop has Facebook ads for, and they've obviously realized that I like this particular kind of trainer. This one I'll show you. Ultra Boost. Ultra Boosts. Aren't they pretty? A little bit dirty, but very good trainers. Perfect for my feet. But this, when they put the adverts in, it's just for the few that they've got left. So if they've only got 1 or 2 sizes left, or 1 or 2 pairs left, they put it up. So I know that now, and like that was one of them. They don't have these ones anymore in this size. But I click on each one of them if I like them, and there'll be like 1 size left. If it's my size, I buy it because they're so much cheaper. Like these were like 1,900 baht instead of 6,000 baht is how much they are new. And so I always check them out to see if it's my size. Well, these are 4.5s, and I need 5s really. The reason I got 4.5s in these is because the NMDs, their other style, which I don't like as much. I know if I get those in 5s, they're way too big for me. Anyway, in this style, they're too small. I can wear them, but if I'm on a long run, it's a bit squeezy on my toes. And so I'm like, okay, I'll get size 5s when I find them. Well, yesterday there was some grey ones. I'd had my eye on them, but I'd only ever seen them full price. Some like black and white, greyish kind of ones came up. I mean, my size, bought them right away. 1,900 baht, so cheap. So cheap, that's like 2 massages, it's nothing. Hey Penny, you're late. Anyway, that's an aside. Gabe, let's do you before I carry on. Oh, Penny. You're that other one. Okay, Gabe, high self-guidance. Innocent and healing. We're innocent. You're innocent. I think this is for us all. But yeah, Gabe, you need to, that's when you know you're healed, is when you know you're innocent of it. It's when we get to that point of being able to say to our inner child, you're innocent, and really mean it as the inner parent that we've got, saying you're innocent of that. And not going, not from the healthy parent point of view, rather than not the looking back and saying, you poor thing, you were innocent, they did terrible things to you. That's a kind of a victim thing. You know, that would be like an enabling kind of a parent. That would be a codependent parent, right? Saying you poor thing to the child. It's not saying that, but it's saying a matter of factly to that inner child, you're innocent of this. You've had these feelings. It's natural for you to have those feelings. But it wasn't your fault. And it's okay for you to have had those feelings. You can let it go. That's what it is. It's like you can let it go now. So this is a deep state of healing for you too, Gabe. It's not just knowing that innocence, it's feeling it too. It's when you can tell the inner child that and you actually feel it deep down in your core. That's when the inner child has really got it. You might need to have some conversations with your inner child as well. Gabe, be willing to go for it. So this is what it's holding you back from. Your willingness to step into bigger things. I think I've talked about this before with you in your mini reads. A willingness to go for stuff, to expand, to get more in your life, and to like set high goals and go for it. You're holding yourself back from that. This is what it's been doing. This thing that you're healing at the moment. If your inner child doesn't want to go there, maybe for fear of failure, maybe. Anyway, it's that for you. Deep healing for everyone, like Oprah. Penny, thank you for your donation. What's next? Or general? Yeah, it's probably going to be general today. Energies. Oh my god, that. I think I am. We had a power cut. Let's just give it a little bit of time. Yeah, there we go. I'm back. We had a power cut. Sorry about that. It tripped off. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 hour, 23 minutes and 45 seconds. Back. Good. Yeah, it tripped off just for a second. But it shut everything down, turned off the Wi-Fi, everything. Excellent. Where was I? Penny. No, it was me. It's not you, it's me. Okay, Penny. Penny, you asked something like future or general. Brilliant, and be supportive. Nice. Right. What I'm getting from this, Penny, is this. You know how I was talking about the roller coaster before? And I specifically had the example, used the example of the codependency thing, of the overgiving and then shutting down and be recluse and that kind of thing. Overgiving and recluse. It's the I love being supportive. I'm a supportive person. I want to be supportive. Oh, I'm supporting the wrong kind of people. Or that's backfired on me. Recluse from it. Was it you, Gabe? Did you do that? Once you'd got your reading, you selfishly broke it for everyone else. So yeah, Penny, you will get to that point where you can be supportive, but with the right people in a balanced and healthy way. Let's switch that off too. There we go. Which will delight you. Which will delight you, because then you can be supportive, because you like being supportive, but you don't want to do it in an unhealthy way, right? And so you've got that coming. You asked what's coming in the future. You've got that coming. That's good. You will get there. And your general guidance to get yourself there is you're good enough. Feel it. So like I said, how can we feel it? Well, we've got to get through to our inner children. It's our inner children that need to feel it, and then we'll truly feel it. So your inner child needs to feel good enough You need to talk to your inner child to feel good enough. I would say it's in the receiving again. I would say allowing yourself to be supported, talking to your inner child about they deserve to be supported properly, loved properly, and supported properly. And whatever reactions that your inner child would have about that would be the way there. So, yeah, Penny, it's about your inner child feeling good enough. And when they truly get that, you'll feel it and you'll feel completely different. Allowing that support in will be the balance that shifts, that allows you to really enjoy supporting people in a healthy way too. That's good. Jessica, thank you. I can affect electronic things. I don't do it on purpose. I walk down a street, not here because we don't really have them, but like a street where there's street lights, and as I'm a few meters, as I'm walking up to a street light, it switches off, and then once I get past it, it switches back on again, and then the next one. And I affect senses. I can walk past hand dryers in a bathroom, in a public bathroom, if there's like a row of them, and trip them all off as I'm walking past, even though I'm not close to them. Very close to them. I affect, it seems, sensors, electronic sensors. Anyone else do that? I believe we're called sliders when we do that. Needs to feel good enough. Good job, Penny. Really. To let that relationship go, that's just everything, isn't it? To recognize when there's a red flag like that and go, I'm headed in the wrong direction. I'm going to take care of myself. That's when your inner child really starts to trust you, right? You can't wear a watch. Oh, like a windy watch. Yeah, same. I used to stop watches. I'm all right with it. Although it's giving me dermatitis here. You've never tripped hand dryers. You've turned off street lights, yeah. We're powerful, hey? And a bit weird. Let's face it. How am I doing now? Jessica, I think. Jessica, thank you for your donation. What action should you be taking right now? Keep on getting contradictory code of action and patience. What action? I've already got some cards in my hand. I wonder if they're for you. Light bulbs in your house too. Is that right? When you're on the phone, you have issues. I don't think I've done it lately, have I? I think I've done it lately. Okay, Jessica, next step for you. New beginning and cleanse. Okay, so I understand the contradictory energy of that patience and step forward and patience. It's because it's both. It's like you've got to move a little bit forward and then wait and move a little bit forward. It's like baby steps forward because you've got some catch up to do internally. That's your cleansing process towards your new beginning. So sometimes, okay, we've all got individual paths to get where we want to go because our higher selves in the universe, they know us, right? And they know all the little shit that we've got going on inside of us. And so what it takes for me to get somewhere is going to be different than what it takes you to get there. Like I know us guys in this group, we do have a lot of similar crap going on. And so hopefully my experiences help you there. But there will be slight intricacies that are different, right? And so for me, they might get me to do all the inner work, like be a recluse, stay at home, feed me all of this information, me process it, and then me take action. That might be the easiest way to get past all my crap for my higher self, right? You are showing up as needing to do the baby steps instead, move a little bit forward and then the inner work, and a little bit forward and then the inner work. It's just your way, the way that's easiest for you to do it. So that's what that is all about. You are headed to a new beginning, but the cleansing I'm getting comes in steps for you, baby steps kind of thing. So it's like try it and then try again and then try again and try again, rather than try and mentally wait until you're completely ready for something. Does that make sense, Jessica? So my eldest son is a bit more like me in that way, in that when he was a kid, he would be very quiet, take everything in, be all in his head, and then he would do something. It's almost like he'd master it within himself first, and then he'd do it. So, for example, I can't remember how old he was, two or three, something like that. I got him a chalkboard, and he wrote his name on it. He'd never done that before. He'd not even practiced, and he got it right, and he did it right. And it's like, have you been practicing that? No, because it just done it in his head. That's the way he is. And it'd be the same around people too, being quiet, taking everything in, and then doing it perfectly. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of stuff that I do too. It's like me now learning Thai. I don't speak it. I would not even pretend to know it or pretend not to know it. But then in certain situations, I speak it, and it's that same kind of thing. That's the pattern that I've got. It's that suits me, is to do it internally and then go. What this is saying for you is that that's not your pattern of doing things. You know, yours would be more of a practice thing. Try it and then do a little bit of work to practice it, and then try it again and do a little bit of work to practice it. So that's why is what it seems that you're getting these contradictory messages. It's not. It's just that you've got to keep on pushing it a little bit further, pushing it a little bit further. And this is your path to feeling good enough, and trusting that we're all getting this I am good enough card out, right? It's do it in the way that suits you better. Some people are just better that way, of trying it out and trying it out. I would say a lot of people are better that way. Yeah, it's interesting because my Thai teacher said I just need to talk to people more in Thai. I actually don't. I know most people would, but I don't. I can do it all in my head first and then be fluent in it. It's a bit crazy. No problem, Jessica. So that's the simplest path for you. I'm just like imagining you cooking soup or something like that. Some people would like follow the recipe and do it all and then taste it right at the end. That would be me. You're more of a person of add this, taste it, add that, taste it, add that, taste it. Yeah. One of your twins does that. Learn from it and keep watching, then do it perfectly. We're annoying, aren't we? It's freaky when I saw it in my son, but yeah, it's exactly. And that's what we do. Is like when I meet new people, I need to watch them for a while and take their energy in for a while to really suss them out. And then once I've chosen to open up, then I'm open. Yeah, my eldest son, it was just so clear when I watched him do it. I have a collection of watches that don't work. Wild, eh? You destroy watches too. Apple watches are okay, by the way. But yeah, yeah. I remember my first watch. Oh my God, it was such a big deal as well. I got a watch for Christmas or my birthday or something. It's probably for Christmas. We didn't used to get birthday presents. We could have a party or a gift, not both. But if you chose the party, then you got gifts of other people. Anyway, so it'll have been a Christmas present. And it was a Timex watch. And we kept on having to send it back because it's like, you've sent us another broken one again. Send it back to fix it. I would wear it for a few days, it would break. Send it back, send it back, send it back. We were just constantly doing that. Little did we realize it was me that was breaking them. Okay, who's next? That's Jessica. And then we've got Amanda. Thank you. Have I got a question from you? Yes, Mandy. Mandy. General guidance for you. We're so weird, aren't we? We're powerful, but so maybe you can guide. That's what I'm saying. You destroyed watches until you got a citizen. Yeah, we're good with Apple watches. Okay, Mandy. You've had the guidance. Now you need to take the risk. Matches. You've had the guidance. Now you need to take the risk. So you're very much on that ledge, that fool's ledge here that I was talking about here. Very much on the ledge now. You know the guidance. You know what you need to do. You just need to get over that hump and do it. Get past the fear and do it. So before you do it, be still, keep quiet, and let go. In other words, let go of the outcome. In other words, this means that you're in your head questioning yourself. Is this going to work this time? Should I do it? All of those questions that you've got going around in your head, you need to let go of that first and surrender that. Still your mind, keep quiet, and okay, well, let's just give this a go and see what happens. So you've already had the guidance, apparently. You know what to do, is what those first cards are saying. There's a risk to be taken, yeah. So you've had the guidance to take some action or to do something, right? You've had the ideas to do that, or the guidance to do that. The reason that you're not doing it yet is because your mind is going over maybe what could go wrong, or is this going to work, or am I going to get what I want? All of those questions. Let go, quieten your mind first, and then do that thing, which requires you to just kind of push on through it, push yourself over that fear hurdle to do it. It's time for you to do it, Mandy. What does the other twin do, Mandy? Is the other twin the opposite? How interesting that twins, the twin concept here. Yeah, my oldest son was weird when he was a baby because he was just so grown up all the time, or he appeared that way because he just wanted to listen to the adults. That was him learning English, you know? Just take it all in, take it all in. Yeah, it's very much me too. You have an issue with letting the cards fall without controlling the outcome. Trust issues, huh? Okay, thanks for that respite from this heaviness right here. Let's get back to it now, because it's important, heaviness. Death. I was reading death out, wasn't I, before I got distracted by trainers. Just like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, it's a natural process, but it's not comfortable. It's time to get rid of things that are no longer useful for you and seek closure before moving on. This will not be an easy change, but it's paramount for your maturity and well-being. Identical in looks, but totally opposite. How interesting. You've got like a social experiment in your children there. I would find people fascinating, hey? And the way that we operate. I used to watch Big Brother because of that. If you've been feeling stuck, this card is advising you to decide what you need to let go of. If there's any stagnant energy that surrounds you, releasing it will have you feeling free. Let's read it. In the reverse. Fear of change, refusing to let go, burning bridges, running away. When death comes up reversed in a reading, it's suggesting there's a delay in reaching a goal and facing reality in some aspects of your life. It could be that there's still a lot to be learned from where you're at right now. And it's not time yet to move on. Or perhaps you may be having trouble facing the fact that it's time to let go. For example, you're unwilling to accept that a romantic relationship has come to an end. Evaluate what's best for your life and remain true to yourself. Perhaps you may be unwilling to mend broken ties. Death reverse may be telling you to slow down. Yeah. I've kind of given up on that relationship, really. I'm just so not sure about it anymore. That the distance between us right now because of lockdown is really helping me. Then we've got the High Priestess. Let's read her out. High Priestess. Here she is. Spirituality, meditation, inner wisdom, and knowledge. That feels like maturity to me again. When you see the High Priestess in a reading, trust yourself and your inner wisdom. Trust yourself and your inner wisdom. Sometimes we get so caught up with the daily grind and the hustle and bustle that we forget how important it is to find an inner solitude from within ourselves. If you're able to do some soul searching, you will find peace and have gained wisdom from it. Pay close attention to your intuition, dreams, and spirituality. I couldn't ignore those dreams. I mean, they were just so freaky. I probably won't ever tell anyone what was in those dreams, but it's certainly got my attention. Pay close attention to your intuition, dreams, and spirituality. Meditate often and learn through thought and inner imagination. I mean, that's how we do the inner child work as well. It's through our imagination. It's imagining ourselves as that little girl still, a little boy, and talking to them, and then trusting the imagination to come up with the right stuff. The High Priestess is book smart, but also it's what she found from within her heart that gave her the most profound knowledge of all. And who lives in our hearts? The inner child. The High Priestess reversed is not trusting yourself, feeling withdrawn, gossip, and unconnected. Feeling withdrawn, backing off from it. When the High Priestess is reversed, it may signify that you're ignoring your intuition. Perhaps you're withdrawn or disconnected from your solitude. Perhaps you're withdrawn or disconnected from your solitude. Huh? What does that even mean? Perhaps you're withdrawn or disconnected from your solitude. Can't get my head around that. Another meaning could be that you're in the midst of gossip and you or someone close to you is withholding secrets. Right now there's an imbalance and disconnect with you and your inner self, inner child. Inner child. An imbalance and a disconnect. Try finding the time and space to get reconnected. If you're part of any gossip or secrets that are hindering you in any way, it's time to get it out of your life. Bring back the quiet in your life and start to meditate. Out with the bad and in with the new. It's like the death card, really. But from this Eight of Wands, I was getting that we are going to kind of be pushed in a way into this, swept off our feet, swept into something, having to deal with it. It feels to me. What's that? Wow, only 15 minutes left. We need to be strong in this. It's not going to be easy. It's this shadow work. It's not easy. It's only the strong and the courageous that do it. Most people don't ever. Don't ever. Five of Pentacles. And you've got to realize, this is the feeling left out of it card. You've got to realize that it's not that everyone that's not doing this work has great things. And it's like, how come they've got great things and I don't? I'm doing this work. Surely I deserve more. Well, you do. And you are going to get more than they've got. My guys have told me this over and over again. You look at these people and you think that they've got the success, or they've got the money, or they've got that relationship, and they've got that happiness. They don't. They don't. They don't have what you think that they've got. They're settling for less than you're going for. They're sticking with something that you've had in the past and you've turned down, or you've turned away from, you've given up. You're not left out. You're headed towards something better. You've moved beyond that thing that other people have settled for. So that compariitis can really do us damage when we look around and we think that everyone's got it better than we do. It's just not true. And like I said, when I was breaking up my marriage, and I went to all of the couples that I knew that had been together for a long time, because I was really questioning myself, like how come I couldn't do it, and how come you can do it? And I went to all of them and asked them, and they all said the same thing, that they weren't doing it, that they should have split up ages ago. Kayaking is your peace. Winters or rivers swollen to danger separates me from it. You know, I was realizing last night as well with the Muay Thai is something similar, is it's almost like the yearning that my body has got, that my inner child has got, for that connection, for that touch. It's an actual physical thing, right? It's the body wants it. The exercise that I do fills that somewhat. And because when I don't do it, I feel the lack. I feel the lack from it. I feel like there's something missing. It's like I can deal with lockdown and all things like that and not seeing my friends as long as I can keep training. You take training away from it, and I'm like, I'm like this. What the? Your motorcycle's for you. So I think we've all got these ways that we deal with this stuff, right? The way that we kind of fill that hole. Let's get rid of that idiot. The way that we fill that hole. We've all got those coping mechanisms. But we need to know here that we're not being left out of it. It's quite the opposite. We're headed to better. We're the strong ones, the courageous ones that go there. Outdoors for you, physical, mental, and spiritual. Yeah. Boop, boop. It's time to stand up. I'm not going to. I'm just going to wave my arm around. When my watch tells me if I just do a little bit more, if I just do like a 5-minute walk, then I will get to the calorie goal or whatever it is. If then I stand up and do that 5-minute walk, I don't get there, and I wonder why, and it's because I'm looking at my phone or I'm doing something and I'm not swinging my arm. If you just swing your arm, then the calories get used up. If you swing your watch, there you go. See, I did it. So you've got to walk swinging your arm, beating the system. We've got the Night of Inspiration next. Night of Inspiration. Playful. I want to read him out. Hang on. Muse. Muse. Where are you? Here. The Night of Inspiration. Ooh. Here he is. Spontaneous creation and inspiration, taking a risk. Charging ahead, following your dream, fast output, action. Enthusiasm, galloping pulse that gets things done, impulsiveness and haste. I'm connecting this with that 8 of Wands energy that I was picking up there, that something's going to be put in front of us that we almost like given the opportunity, but we're going to have to be spontaneous in it. So whatever your particular challenge is, we can only do so much inner work before we've actually got to put it into practice, right? I feel like that incoming here, this incoming energy it's the same as this. We're going to have to put it into action. Magnetic symphony. If this involves someone else, they're going to be as freaked out as you. Just know that. Fireworks and flying flame, because it's similar energies that we're pulling towards us now. I'm not talking about the next narcissist comes in kind of thing, if it's relationship stuff with you. I'm talking about someone who has similar issues, a likeness of energy coming in. You're both going to be as freaked out as each other. Fireworks and flying flames. This night of inspiration is always seeking the thrill of it all. The joy, the joy, the happy tears, the adrenaline. It's going to be freaky. She gallops toward adventure and the path that's most exhilarating. She listens to the pitter-patter of the rain and the call of the wind. The grain of sand under her steps. Was it this last week that I was saying in the weekly reads? The wind calling for change. Was that last week, or is that this week coming? Have I not said that to you all yet? I will tonight if I haven't already. I think it was last week. I think it's this week that we're in, I mean. Last week's readings. She listens to the pitter-patter of the rain and the call of the wind, the grains of sand under her steps, and she shakes her wild mane. Christine's actually got one, a wild mane. I do now, kind of. Feels so different today, my hair. She shakes her wild mane and roars a giant flame to life. So the strength and the courage that we've got is the reason that we're doing this. Most people don't. We're not left out. We're trailblazing. You're chatting with an awake friend, working to receive without being overly grateful. Giveaway as a damaged soul. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, to me, that realization that even if someone asked me to do something, I would be taking that as me receiving from them. They'd given me some kind of a gift for asking me to do something for them. That's why I ran this business like a charity at first. I felt like I was receiving when I was helping people. Does that sound familiar, Christine? All the elements are wonderful, she muses, but I wouldn't give up this flaming inspiration for the world, this fire, this passion and purpose, right? As hard as this path has been, would you give it up for the world? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. This love that ignites the skies and sets my symphony on fire. With enthusiasm and passion, she charges ahead, determinedly and somewhat wildly. She invites you to run with her. Women Who Run with the Wolves. Have you read that book? And she invites you to run with her and to be ready to change the world. Wow. Get ready to change the world. By changing your individual journey, you will. And there in the darkness, the tiniest spark, and I knew I could nurture this flame. And there in the heart of the womb and the art was a muse who was breathing my name. Wow. Almost there. It's almost time. I do feel like some of us are going to be asked to put this into practice. Scary. Just lately, a lot of things have been put in front of me, and I noticed the green eye monster is out a little. This feeling left out. They've got it so good. Like, where is mine? I think maybe he is in front of me already. But maybe not. You're 1% Norway, are you? Norwegian. I haven't done mine. Night of inspiration. So we're going to have to be spontaneous when it's time to take action and really push ourselves over that ledge of fear that we'll have. It's just, the fear is just like, this isn't normal, this isn't my usual, this doesn't feel familiar, this is not a narcissist, this is not someone that's messed up, that kind of thing. Well, allow someone to give me loving affection. Instead of this breaky heart that we used to. It's sad, isn't it, when you realise that we're far more comfortable with having our hearts broken. Isn't that sad? Temperance on the bottom of the deck. You can go back. No more waiting. Well, it's not the comfortable that's coming, but that's a good thing. We've got to stop breaking our hearts. I've got to read that one out, apparently. Here we go, 3 of Voices. What am I missing there? Painful separation, heartbreak, sorrow, loss, unexpected letdowns, words that hurt, disappointment, relationships ending, pain and wounding, finally understanding what needs to be healed. Finally understanding what needs to be healed. So that's at the end of it, just before, that's the end of the lesson of the 3 of Swords, just before the 4 of Swords, the healing starts. The storm clouds brew on the horizon, the desolate land just beyond the reach of their cleansing waters. She sits feeling splintered and holding on to that shard of light that she has. She tries to breathe her heart together, yet she feels empty, waning, inconsistent. And the muse watches over, feeling every tear, every sob, every note sung in despair. She sees the painful separation between what was desired and what is reality. And feels the crumbling of a path that was not really the true path at all. Then, when the connection is strong, she whispers small comforts, words starting in the mind and then working their way into the heart. Sweet one, hold on to those tiny fragments, as they will weave their way together. Sit tight as your beautiful heart will heal. Your healing is imminent, and you will find the sweetest joy once more. Maybe for the first time, maybe not once more, and you will find the sweetest joy. I'm the master of my soul and the driver of my reign, and in choosing to live whole, sometimes my joy comes laced with pain. That's what I was just saying. You're not being left out. The strong ones, the courageous ones are taking things beyond where they've been before. Everyone else hasn't got it. They're just settling for what you've already turned your back on. Headed to something new now, and it's going to take courage. The courageous ones are the only ones that can do it, because they're the ones that have dealt with the inner stuff, that have done this stuff, that will accept this journey of like, yeah, it's a hard path. It is. It's a hard path to walk, but it's the only one that will actually get you there to something healthy, to joy, to that sweetest joy. Your healing is imminent, and you'll find the sweetest joy. It says once more, we haven't even felt it. He said sorry for hurting you. I said not hurt, totally disappointed. Disappointed. It was a disappointing day when I realized that my predominant vibration was disappointment. It's just that disappointment over and over again. That's what it is for me too, Penny. the heartbreak has just been that over and over again, disappointment over and over again. Oh. Anyway, I'm going to get to a point where it's not like that because of all the work that we've put in. Well, that's one good thing, isn't it? We get past the point of people being able to hurt us. Then it's just disappointing that it's not what we're looking for. That's something, isn't it? That's something. Knight of Pentacles, taking it slowly. Yeah, it's slow. I didn't notice she's got 3 faces. Did you notice that before? She's got 3 faces. Hecate, Hecate, Hecate Thump. I wonder what we're going to be called to do. Open up to someone that's nice. Ah! No! 8 of Swords. Overcoming fears. Self-entrapment. Like, seriously. That's what it is. It's like, what are we going to be asked to do? It's like, it's nice things compared to like the stuff we've been through in the past, but to us that's the scariest. Let someone love you. Ah! You're asking me to let someone love me and love them. Ah! Overcoming fears and self-entrapment. It's interesting, there's the 3 swords pointing downwards there. That's the healing, right? Thank you. The 3 of Swords pointing downwards. So 3 of Swords in reverse there. That's when the swords drop out. That's when you get that lesson. You know how that card said when I just read it out there that the healing is imminent. Getting it now. It's that. And so because when we don't have, well, we got this, but it's not the traditional 3 of Swords. When you turn it upside down, it's usually a heart with 3 swords through it, right? Turn it upside down, they just drop out. They just drop out. And then the 5 of Swords, the upright, is underneath that. And that's the chaos and conflict, yeah. The confusion, the chaos, the conflict, the hard things. So in this card, we have both of them there. And it's overcoming those fears, the traps that we've been in here. Self-entrapment. It's really good. Like, it feels good to me. It feels like we're really getting somewhere. I think it's hard to believe because there's no one around. Is that where I leave it? I've been going 2 hours and 5 minutes with a little break. I got more coffee in my little break as well. I think I'm going to leave it there. That's pretty heavy, isn't it? I hope that helped you guys. It certainly helped me processing what's going on for us right now. The internal stuff is very big energies at the moment for healing. Can push-ups help you reduce heart disease? Dr. Eric Berg. What are they doing sending me that? I don't like that guy. There's no one around. You're on a deserted island by yourself. There are always people around that we can let in. That's what I noticed once I got myself out of the unhealthy situations and was by myself. I could get myself in the places where there were some healthy people. They were around. They were always around, but I was too scared of them. I would just shut them out. I wasn't choosing them. They are there. See you, everybody. Have a good weekend, and let's do this all over again on Monday. Let's see what happens this weekend. On Monday, I think we might be opening up here again. We might on this island. We might not too, but we might. So have a good weekend. I'll be putting the weeklies out. Be sure to comment and like them all and all of that. That helps me out. What else? That's it. I'm going to record a pick a card read. I think I'm going to do the regrets today. What are they regretting? Regretty spaghetti.